Hello everybody and welcome to Dyson Sphere Program. All the humans back on Earth are screwing around in virtual reality. Meanwhile, they have pumped Wally full of steroids and sent him to nearby star systems to gather as much power as they can for their virtual reality Second Life experience. This game, by and by, is a factory builder. We have miners, we have conveyor belts, we have power generators, and we have fabricator units. For example, in this little corner of the world here, I have iron being mined and turned into iron plates. And similarly, if I bring some power down over this way, we can start mining some copper ore, and we could turn that into copper plates. Now, naturally, a game like this does have a tech tree. In it there is a regular tech tree, as you can see here, and also upgrades. Now, this upgrade path includes something called universe exploration. 4 levels of it. You see, this is not one of your 2D top-down factory builders. No, it's not even a 3D but set on a flat world factory builder. There is in fact a horizon. And beyond that horizon is an entire planet. But further than that, if we keep rolling the mouse wheel, there is an entire star system. And even further still, there is an entire local area of stars and black holes that we can travel to. Now, of course, we do have to start small. Right now we are producing iron plates and copper plates and crafting them inside my little tiny body. And of course, much like other games of this genre, the factory must grow. We've upped our copper supply, and iron now produces a second resource. These are magnets, with which we can make magnetic coils, which power virtually most devices in this game. And indeed, further still, we can start making assemblers. This one over here is a little unit producing gear wheels and feeding it into a conveyor belt machine, producing us hundreds and hundreds of conveyor belts. Now, I myself, when I play a certain Factorio game, take a route of using a main bus. The main bus is super useful. You pump all your items onto a bus, pull off what you need to construct some stuff, store in chests, bus continues to do more items. The downside of a main bus is that occasionally your items can get used so much that you start running out, which is why we now have a second line of iron feeding back onto the main bus. This secondary line of iron on the main bus will allow the factory to grow even further, to the point where we're now automating our research. These little blue tesseracts here, that is the first level of research. There's several colours of them: red, yellow, purple, all of the Infinity Stones. Thanos would be proud. Now, normally in Factorio, my main bus ends up stretching far, far into the distance. But there's an interesting thing about planets, at least according to Simon Dan. They're round. And it is this round nature of planets which will allow our main bus to continue round in an infinite loop. Me and my little sperm droids here will circumnavigate this planet in order to see that this belt is built. Well, it's been a bit of time, and I now have one belt almost complete. However, one belt is only going to cover one resource. It is some time later. I can tell that because the game in the bottom right has a clock, ever ticking, counting every judgmental second. But we now have 5 belts circumnavigating the entire planet. And now it's been even longer. We have a huge set of belts navigating the planet. We have resources being dumped on. We have resources being taken off. 9 rings in total, means this planet has gone full Ariana Grande. Each of these belts being fed by intakes like these ones. And so with these main belts in place, we can start producing equipment on an unprecedented scale. Here we have item sorters, which are mainly used to move items from belts to machines and from machines to belts. And here we have the item splitters, which are used as the intakes and outtakes of the main belt. Miners for gathering extra resources, always necessary to keep the belt supplied. And of course, the Science Center, researching new items such as titanium. Here we're producing smelters for your basic ore processing needs, and chests, because clearly conveyor belts circumnavigating the globe is not enough storage. Here we're producing conveyor belts, because I have used several thousand of them. This here is foundation, that allows us to build on water. Here we are producing parts for a power distribution network. As you can tell by the orange flashing, our power supply is starting to dwindle. Next we're producing Tesla coils, which will allow our robot to charge. You'll also notice a 10th belt. Wally, who was once upgraded to Ariana Grande, has now been upgraded to the Mandarin. Oil extractors for digging that sweet black gold, and oil refineries for processing that black gold into hydrogen and refined oil. Now you may be asking yourself, where are all these produced goods going? If we begin to follow this conveyor belt here from our foundation factory, we will start to see something on the horizon. Now this monstrosity here I like to call the Tropic of Storage. Each of these chests accessible directly from the South Pole, all within reach, all of our produced items being funneled to one central-ish point. And so it is with all of those produced items we can start tapping into other mineral veins on our planet, slowly causing an ecological disaster on a scale no one robot has ever produced before. I'll be honest, we've not tapped into every resource, especially the oil. The oil takes a long time to build the factories for. But what we do have on the horizon is massive stacks of oil storage. Now there is one last thing that really affects our current strategy. All this blue stuff is completely unable to be built upon. Luckily, we have a solution for that. And so, after playing this game for an hour on average every day since its release, we have taken our planet and smoothed it to the greyest, roundest object I've ever seen. It was arguably a poor use of my resources, considering it took 250,000 foundation units. And indeed, in making so much foundation, we have completely depleted the iron contained here within. However, fear not, Wally, for there are many other planets in the sky for us to destroy, turning into barren grey rocks covered in concrete. If you would like to join me and Wally on that journey, then please consider subscribing. For now, though, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.